All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a fight review. So we're going to Monterrey, Mexico for Lux Fight League 48. We're going to the feature prelim in the strawweight division. Karla Pastrana coming in at 6-3, taking on Daniela Hernandez, who I believe was 4-1 coming into this. I forgot to write that down. I was interested in this fight because Hernandez hadn't fought in a while because she had some pretty major knee surgery and had been out since then. So let's get into it. All right, first round. Neither fighter landed at first. Pastrana's reach was keeping Hernandez at bay, but she wasn't landing much herself either. Hernandez got to the clinch, landed a hip toss to scarf hold. Now Pastrana locked her legs around one of Hernandez's legs and then slowly worked her way out the back door. Very nicely done. She had Hernandez turtled, but then like the ref stood him up. I thought it was a bad stand-up. Hernandez worked her way back to the clinch. She tried for a takedown, but Pastrana had a nice whizzer that managed to keep it standing. And then Pastrana threw an elbow to break the clinch, but the elbow missed, but it still got the job done by breaking the clinch. And then she managed to stuff another takedown attempt by Hernandez. Second round started, and Pastrana was again using her reach well. Hernandez went for a takedown, but Pastrana was sprawled on it. But Hernandez twisted on a takedown, ending up in Pastrana's guard. Now Pastrana managed to work to Hernandez's back out from the clinch or from guard, but she was a little too high. Hernandez managed to reverse it and kind of got onto Pastrana's back, but Pastrana stood up and forced Hernandez to basically let go of her back. But Hernandez did manage to force Pastrana to the fence. Pastrana tried an Wmma toss, but switched to a standing Kimura. And she was working on a standing Kimura, and then the referee broke him up again. Another bad choice by the referee. Some sloppy kickboxing from both, with Hernandez using kicks to close the distance. Pastrana managed to stuff another takedown by Hernandez, and then Pastrana started applying some pressure with boxing. So then we go to the third and final round. Two overhand rights landed for Hernandez. Some punches to the body by Pastrana. Then there was a extended clinch period on the fence. Hernandez was landing some knees to the thighs. Pastrana reverse position, got on the outside. She landed some knees of her own. Finally, the ref broke it up. For the third time, he had them separate, but this time it was actually a good one. Hernandez started landing some right hands. Pastrana was still on the outside, but Hernandez was starting to get in to land some more. And then Pastrana started mixing some nice body work in with the punches to the head. Like she'd go body head, and then like head, body head, or body head, head. Some really nice work there from Pastrana towards the end of the third round. It went to the judges. One judge had it 29-28 for Pastrana. The other two judges had it 30-27 for your winner by split decision, Daniela Hernandez. Now this was a close fight. It could have gone either way. I saw a few other people online say that as well. One thing I wanted to make note of was that the referee was horrible. Like, you broke up a fighter that had a dominant position and had worked to it from the ground. Broke up a literal standing submission attempt. I don't know what he just had the worst timing. Now, if Pastrana had employed a really stiff counter jab, like if she had thrown some straighter punches, especially on the jab when Hernandez was coming in, man, Hernandez would have had a long night. And I remember that was one of the things in Hernandez's fight with Kayla Rocco in Combate that really helped Rocco to win. If Pastrana had that stiff counter jab, she'd have kept Hernandez at bay all night. because she had the height and the reach. Now, Hernandez, she got the W, but she's too small for strawweight. She's just too small. You're sub 5 feet tall. You do not need to be fighting above atom weight. And it's not like she's not a like really thick girl. So yeah, she needs to be back at atom weight. Also, that's a good question. Why doesn't Lux Fight League, which is based in Mexico, which has a decent number of atom weights, why don't they have an atom weight division? It seems like I've noticed that none of the promotions that are on UFC Fight Pass have an atom weight division. They stick strictly to the divisions that the UFC has. And it's like, I get it, you're trying to be a pipeline for fighters to the UFC, but that doesn't mean you can't have some other divisions too that you can build up. Also, I will say, like, I don't normally complain too much about streaming platforms. For the prelims for this, they weren't easily available. Now, it was a pay-per-view from Millions.co. I would say this is my first time ordering from Millions, and I don't think I'll be ordering an internet pay-per-view from them again based off of this. And here's the thing, it wasn't just the live stream. Like, the live stream was choppy, but then again, so was the replay. Like, the replay would just freeze. And it's not my internet, because I'm using good internet. So I can't really give a good favorable review to Millions as a streaming platform, which they mostly sell clothing. Anyway, let's talk things to work on for Hernandez. She needs to set up her takedowns with strikes. Granted, she was in against a taller, longer opponent, but you can't just shoot takedowns naked like that from the outside. It's too predictable. So she needs to set up her takedowns with strikes. And speaking of which, she needs to work on her striking overall. Still very elementary. For Pastrana, jab, 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 counter jab, and also add in a check hook. That's what she needed in that third round to stop Hernandez from closing the distance. Because Pastrana should have had that third round. For fights to make, for Pastrana, I'd have to really look at who Lux has available. I'm not sure, so I don't know for her. For Hernandez, like I said, back to atom weight. If the Lux Fight League doesn't have atom weight, then look elsewhere. You've got Invicta. You've got promotions overseas. Look to Japan. I don't know. There's other promotions out there with atom weight. You don't belong at strawweight. Period. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Daniela Hernandez defeating Karla Pastrana via split decision. If you can find the fight available, go check it out. It's not a terrible fight. Not great, but far from terrible. So worth watching. Let me know your thoughts on it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. And while you're at it, go ahead, subscribe to Wmma Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.